In today's video, we're going to talk about anger and how it can not only affect your life, but those around you in a big way. I'm Dr. Brett, and I'm here to help men become the best versions of themselves by dealing with their shit so they can move forward and live a happy and fulfilled life. So anger is basically the strong feeling that you get when something's happened to you that you feel is bad or unfair. That's a dictionary version. But the real version is basically it's a raw, intense, primitive feeling that it just comes from the gut. And anger is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's a release valve. It helps protect you sometimes, but other times it can be an emotion that can really have a negative effect on your life, especially if you don't have control over it. So for me, I have a couple of anger issues that come out. There's two times when I get quite angry because I'm quite a relaxed sort of person. I go with the flow. But there are two times where I can't control this little anger that bubbles up. One is when I'm in the car and there are idiots on the road they're not considerate of others. And I feel like when I'm on the road, I'm considerate of other people on the road, and I feel that other people should be considerate of other people, including me. So when they're not, I get a little bit angry. Now I don't road rage out and just yell at them, I do yell at them, but not so they can hear me, just yell in the car, and it comes out without me having control of it. It just bubbles out and boom, it's out. Once it's out, I'm fine. The other time is when I'm watching the AFL and I watch the AFL umpires make stupid decision after stupid decision after stupid decision. And even though they're not always bad decisions, they're inconsistent, and it does my nut in. Get it right, you idiots. Anyway, as you can see, still some anger issues with that. So for me, my wife hates watching the football with me because I get really frustrated and really angry. It just comes out. Once it's done and dusted, the game's over, I'm fine. But during the heat of the moment, friggin' hate it, okay? So they're my two little issues. But what I've noticed, and what's great about these videos when I'm preparing them and having a think about what I'm going to say, is that it lets me understand a bit more about myself. So those two incidents, I have no control whatsoever of the other person, the game, the umpires, or anything else. I'm not involved personally. I'm just basically a bystander watching, and I feel like it's happening to me, and I feel like I don't have control, and that's my issue. I don't have control, and so the anger comes up, and it stems back from childhood stuff when I didn't have control of what happened to me when I was 6 years old. So when I'm actually on the outside and things are happening and I've got no control of it and I'm not personally involved, that's when my anger comes out. When it does come out, it's like I said, it's very raw and intense. But other people, and it doesn't get violent for me. It doesn't get angry. It doesn't get physical for me at all. But it's just this verbal stuff. But for other people, what might happen is they might basically have this sort of issue, but it can turn violent. It become violent to either their partners or other people. And we hear about this one-hit punch that happens down the pubs and the nightclubs, and that's when that control is becoming a negative thing. And if you're losing control on a regular basis, that's getting worse and worse. On some things are so minute that it isn't warranted, then you need to have a look about what's going on there, because that's not healthy. Like I said, sometimes anger is healthy. That's not healthy anger. And there could be different triggers as well that could cause it. Just that feeling of impatience. Like I said, for me, that feeling of frustration because I had no control. The injustice that might go along, which is maybe what's going on with the umpires. I feel like there's being a bit of injustice going on there sometimes. Some memory trauma, okay, that's my stuff as well. Unresolved issues, my stuff as well. And sometimes you're just not taught how to deal with anger or any other emotion you've got. So sometimes it's just a learned thing that happens when you're growing up. You don't get the proper lessons in life on how to deal with your emotions. So I just want to let you know that there are other things I've noticed, that when I have issues where it's personal stuff, where I should get angry. I don't. I become apathetic. And this is when the layers come in that we talked about before, these layered wounds that come in. So all of a sudden, I've got this apathy. But I'm going to talk about apathy tomorrow in tomorrow's talk. But that one happens when I'm actually one-on-one with someone. So when I'm not in control, I'm not or I'm looking from the outside looking in, that's when my anger sets in. So it's really important for you to know if you've got these anger issues where it's bubbling up and why it's bubbling up, and if it's healthy or it's not healthy. Like I said, if it's healthy, that's fine, but if it's not healthy and it's starting to affect others around you, family and friends, and your own situation either at home or at work, then you need to have a real good hard look at yourself and go, right, it's time to deal with this. Because men, it's time to deal with your shit, okay? We can't keep living like this and not dealing with our emotions and our issues, because it's destroying us, and we need to make sure that we get our shit together so we can actually become the best versions of ourselves. I'm still working on me, but I'm lucky enough to say that I've made some massive growth in the last 18 months or so, thanks to some amazing people in my life and my wonderful wife and the support I get there. So I want you to share your stuff with me. So I want you to get on to the Facebook page where you're listening to this video and actually start just letting me know what issues you've had to deal with in the past and how you've dealt with them, and if it's been healthy or unhealthy, and how you've got to that next level. So send me a little message on Facebook. If you've got any questions, because there are courses out there if you want to deal with this sort of stuff. There are courses out there to help. I'm going to do another one in October. So if you're interested about that, ask me. I'm more than happy to share it with you. So send me a personal message if you need to, just to ask any questions, because I'm happy to answer anything that you want to know. If you think that these videos might be helpful for someone you know, then by all means, then get on board and share them on Facebook with all your families and friends. Share everything you see from me. I'd love to get some feedback. And if you have any other... I've just got some messages on my phone coming up. Sorry, they've been a distraction. If anything else comes up you want to chat about, just personal message me. I'm happy to chat. So in the meantime, take care of yourself. Peace and love. See you next time. Bye.